When things are tough and you win, it sort of helps you to recover a little bit. But when things are tough and you lose, in a devastating fashion, and in our case, back to back, things can get really, really tough.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chelsea News Blitz. Once again, we haven't done this for a little while. Let's get straight into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what is going on from a Chelsea point of view in terms of post-Real Madrid, what's been said, and also let's look into the Chelsea takeover situation as well. Let's get straight into it. As I said, first of all, Thomas Tuchel, if we keep on playing like this, we will lose against Southampton and get hammered at the Bernabeu. Tuchel also says the tie is not alive anymore. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, he also goes on to say, TT, this is far, far from our standards. Look, I don't know if you guys got to see the particular video post-match, his words that he had to say. I suggest you go and see it. The man was angry. There was a lot of things he said that it's not about one or two individuals. It's about the whole team not being aggressive in tackles, the intensity to press as a team, not cutting off, passing lanes, not staying tight. He was talking about all the fundamentals that for some reason our players over the last couple of matches absolutely has fell apart. And do you know what? Even before the international break, we weren't as snappy as people thought in terms of the form. Yes, we got the victories, but we didn't look that good. Now, this could be a deeper issue here. I think finally, maybe with some of these players, the reality has come into check. Maybe there's something deeper that's going on. Obviously, with all the ownership situation that's happened, all the different adversities that has happened throughout the season, injuries, Lukaku interview, the pandemic situation, and now with the whole ownership and the sanctions on the football club, maybe it's all taking a toll on the players. But what do? You have to snap out of it. You've got to snap out of it, or else your season, and for the fans, what are we meant to do? What are we meant to do as fans? Do you know what I mean? Like, we're hurting as well. So we have to snap out of this, ladies and gentlemen. And looks like some of these players, they have to look at these last two performances and they know that that's not up to our levels. We've got far better levels than that. And we need to somehow reach out on that. We aren't at our top level. We have conceded 7 goals now in the 2 games, which is not normal for us. It's not just about this game. We did it as well at the weekend. We have to fix it, and we have to do it quick. This is from Andres Christensen, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, you have to go and fix it. Big time, you have to fix it. You have that. I know these players, their levels. And right now, they're not hitting those levels. And they need to be honest with them, and they need to find out what is stopping them to getting those levels. Is there an underlying issue? Are they nervous? Are they worried? Do you need to sit down with a psychologist? I don't know. But get it sorted and get some comfort around the situation. It was one of the worst first halves that I saw from us here at Stamford Bridge. At this kind of level, you cannot play like this individually or as a team. 100% agree. The tie is not alive with this performance. How many clubs in the world, in the worldwide football, won with a 3-goal difference? It's only realistic to answer this. We need to find a competitive spirit, our quality, and then we can talk. See, last season, I remember when we played Real Madrid, we had the first leg, I believe it was 1-1. I was so confident moving into the second leg, thinking, now we got this, because we played so well in that 1-1 away from home. We played really well. We rattled them. And I was just confident that, you know what, this team is looking good. But this season, the way we got beat 3-1, that's a proper mental scar for us. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not confident next week, and it's coming so quickly as well. Got Southampton and then into the Bernabeu. the battering we took against Brentford, yeah, a lot of people said it's a blip. I said it's a blip, but maybe that shattered the confidence of the players, and then kind of reignited all the underlying issue to the surface. And now the battering, the class performance that we copped from Real Madrid, players, they gotta look deep into their souls. I swear they do, and someone has to snap out of it. And it all starts from Southampton. A couple of the players are talking about Bernabeu again, and I'll showcase that to you. But it all starts from Southampton. Do not disregard Southampton, or you're going to get done, and you're going to be going into the Bernabeu with 3 defeats in a row. So you've got to snap out of this. You have to. Southampton boss Ralph Hasenhuttl, even he has to say something about all of this. First half versus Real Madrid, the way they played isn't good enough for Champions League. Thomas Tuchel knows this. Further goes on to say, I know them and how they work. He will be very critical with them and will try to find a reaction. I always expect the most difficult opponent, even if they win this game 3-0 and have the next game against us. That's important for them also, and a Premier League game against Chelsea is always important to us, especially as I know it's not an easy coming here. I think it will be tough fight. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I don't recall in recent times where games against Southampton has been straightforward. There's been some really, really funny results, some draws, some losses as well, mixed in with maybe a win here and there too. But you best believe going over there, they've seen what we've gone through for the past couple of games. They'll be hungry. One thing Southampton does really well, better than a lot of the teams out there, they know how to press really well. And right now, we're getting pressed out of the world. We can't handle the heat at the moment. And if these guys bring the heat, anything is possible, and they'll be up for it. Question is, can we somehow muster a good defensive display, but at the same time, can we actually break them down? That's the other big issue. How are we going to score goals? I've got question marks about that. Rhys James, the toughest defeats are usually the biggest lessons in life, and football mistakes happen. It's how you react that's the most important. Yesterday wasn't our night. We left it all out there, and sometimes just not enough. We'll pick ourselves up and dig deeper than we have before. With belief, courage, and hard work, anything is possible. The fight isn't over. See you in Madrid. No, not see you in Madrid. See you in Southampton. See you in Southampton. Don't forget the Southampton match, my man, because it all starts from there. Because if you have this sort of vision that you see you in Bernabeu, or you're going to rock up at Southampton and just get another whooping, this is why Thomas Tuchel said, forget about the Bernabeu. Southampton. We got to turn things around. Mason Mount, chances, Chelsea Champions League chances after the Real Madrid loss. This is football. Anything is possible. We have to give it everything. We know how tough it will be. We need to regroup. Attacking every game 100%. Every game is a final now. Look, how many times have we heard every game is a final now? Look, I'm not going to be one of those fans that's going to just give up. I still think this Real Madrid team can be beaten. They're not your Cities and Liverpool of this world, or Bayern Munich, that they've got a 3-1 lead and we've got no hope. We have hope, but we need to snap out. I know our levels is a lot better than what we just displayed over the last, 2 games, and also probably the last few months. We can do this, but some of these players need to just be real with yourself. Mason Mount again, we have a massive mountain to climb, but we are Chelsea, and if there is a team that can do it, it is us. We will give it everything, as we have that hunger and desire to really accomplish something. I mean, look, one of the players that needs to probably step up is this man himself, Mason Mount. He hasn't been good this whole entire season. He needs to stop flicking his hair and actually concentrate on the game a little bit more. Mason Mount on Real Madrid match. Mentally, we were ready for the game, but when you are playing top opposition, these things happen. Conceding goals very quickly always makes it tough to get back into the game. Okay, he continues to say it was a very tough loss. It has been 2 tough losses in a row, and we need to pick ourselves up. The philosophy of Chelsea is that we are always underdogs. We can climb the mountain that seems impossible at times. I'm going to make something really clear. Southampton is a must-win. We get another loss, I'm actually worried about Thomas Tuchel. I really am. I'm not even going to kid. I'm not going to be kidding around with you guys. I'm not saying he's going to get sacked because right now we don't even have any owners. So I'm not even sure if he can sack anyone. That's not the thing. And I don't want Thomas Tuchel to go either. I love Thomas Tuchel. I want him to stick around. I'm worried about his well-being. I'm worried that he's just going to say, this is too much. All of this ownership BS. He's got issues personally as well. And now it's all sort of falling apart. He might just say, look, my mental health, my well-being, it doesn't need this. It doesn't need this. I'm worried about him. I hope he sticks around. I hope the players fight for the gaffer. I really do. Because the gaffer, look at all the personal issues he's going through and he's rocking up and he's doing his level best. These players, please, do it for him, man. Do it for him. You have to win against Southampton. You just have to. Okay. Now let's talk about Chelsea takeover bid. And the matter gets even worse, to be honest. The final bidders for Chelsea FC have been given several more days to table bidding offers with Premier League scrutiny of the remaining consortia, expected to mean that a deal will now complete in May. So look, ladies and gentlemen, this ain't resolving anytime soon. That's what they're saying, because the Premier League will have to clear whoever the winner is, and that could take up to May. And that just means horrible for us. Do you know what I mean? A source close to one bidder said that they had been told that the final bid deadline had been extended until later in the week in order to give them a full and fair opportunity to adequately finalize the details of their proposals. I thought it was meant to be done and dusted by 11th of April. That was the cutoff. And then by 14th, apparently we should have a winner. And now I don't know when that date is, because these guys are saying they'll extend it. And then obviously Premier League has to check through all of this, and it's a long day. And then by May, what are you going to talk about in terms of transfers? Because transfer window will open somewhere around June. I just don't know if we have plans or if we have enough time to do any of these planning. The sources added that Rain Group, the US merchant bank handling the sale, had also informed them that it is now considering awaiting clearance from the Premier League for all the consortia before presenting a preferred bidder to the government. One of the bidders who spoke on a condition of anonymity said they are now anticipated that a final recommendation would be made to minister later than the original target date of the week beginning 18th April, with the deal now likely to complete in May. That's just fantastic, honestly. Laura Ricketts, the Chelsea Foundation already makes a significant impact, and I would hope we could help build on this. We strive to be champions both on and off the field. It's what makes Chelsea great and is a tradition we would honor if we were to become the club's next stewards. I mean, at this stage, I've got them as favorites, ladies and gentlemen. Ricketts family, I've got this in the bag. In recent weeks, we've also had several valuable conversations with the Chelsea Supporters Trust. I appreciate their passion for Chelsea and the important question they've raised. I look forward to continuing the good conversation we've begun. We're not going to be able to persuade all the fans right away that we will be good stewards of Chelsea. We're going to have to show them with meaningful actions if we are to be successful in our bid. You're right. I like that comment. That's a solid comment from Laura Ricketts. But I can assure all Chelsea fans that it has been my life's work to fight against discrimination and bigotry of the kind. Okay. Look, some comfort here from Laura Ricketts. Look, at this point, I'm over it. I really am. And if it's going to be the Ricketts, let's do it. Let's get them on board and let's start operating the football club the way it needs to be operated. Let's start talking about contract extensions to some key players. Let's start talking about, transfer market that's going to be just around the corner. Let's start talking about how we want to move forward next season. Who are the personnels that need to leave? Who are the personnels that need to come in? It's very important. How are we going to play our football next season? How are we going to attack? How are we going to defend? Do we have the ingredients? We need to get into it. And we need to give comfort to Thomas Tuchel. We have to give comfort. Does he have a long-term future here? We have to sort all of these out. And then, obviously, there's the redevelopment of the stadium as well. Obviously, I can comment on talks we had with Chelsea officials because that has to remain confidential. But I can say we had very informative and enjoyable meetings with some passionate fan groups, in particular with Tracy Brown from Chelsea Pride and Kerry Evans from Chelsea Women's Supporters Group. We also met Sanjay Bandari, the chair of Kick It Out, and it was wonderful to hear about all the work he's doing. We admire their approach and would like to introduce them to Major League Baseball. Wow, okay, fantastic. I was also thrilled to go to Chelsea women's game at the weekend, and I flew in early to make the match. It was a joy to see the incredible athletic talent of Chelsea women and to experience the supporters' amazing energy at Kingsmead. I'm warming up to Laura Ricketts. She's doing all the right conversation, and I appreciate that. The Ricketts family investment group have an advantage in the race to buy Chelsea due to their capital and the fact that they did due diligence back in 2018. They've got the most money out of the bidders. They've got the most money from Todd Bowley to Sir Martin Broughton and Stephen Paluca. Rain Group are hoping to facilitate a deal worth $3.4 billion for Chelsea, but the final price is expected to be a little bit lower. That's big price. The Ricketts family investment group could restructure, but the original plan was for the Ricketts to have the majority stake in Chelsea. Ken Griffin would have significant shares. And I think they've also included lately the Rock Entertainment Group. Like Ken Griffin's worth something around 28 billion. The Rock Entertainment Group are also in around the same region. And then the Ricketts family themselves are worth about 5 billion. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's safe to say there's no issues in terms of money. They will have the money. The thing is, can they connect with the fan base? Can they make the fans feel all inclusive, all different race, all different beliefs, everyone together? Chelsea's for everyone. Can they build on that? And then at the end of the day, can they promise, that they're going to invest? And at the same time, obviously, you want to make sure that Chelsea is profitable. So I'm not one of those fans that just throw in money and rack up debts like Roman Abramovich. No, you do need return back. No one invests in a business thinking they're not going to get any money back. So I understand that, and I'm all okay for that. But I want them to spend smartly, and continuously keep investing, but at the same time, look at the finances as well, so you get some sort of return back too. So, look, I just want this situation to be done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. I want this to be sorted. If it's the Ricketts, so be it. So be it. It is what it is. I'm not going to try and fight on it right now because we need new owners. We need new owners to come in, and we need to get on track to start organizing and planning for next season. At the moment, it's quickly nosediving, and we need to stop it. Sanctions and all this, and I feel like the players, there's a deeper issue. When you see Mendy doing that kind of a mistake and all the other players so disjointed, there's something wrong deep inside. Because these players, they don't play like this. They don't play like this. And then when you see Thomas Tuchel react the way he has been reacting recently in press conferences, they're hurting inside. We have to help them out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about all of these talks that we've had, all the different topics that we've brought up in Chelsea News Blitz. If you've enjoyed this, smash the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. This weekend's going to be mad. We are going to have a ton of content coming your way. So until next time, see ya.